Hello.
So
How you doing, Mr. Troy Taylor? What's going
I
on?
am awesome.
Look, I'm loving that hat. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
take your hat. Oh, thank you so much. But before I do get started, I want to introduce myself, introduce my platform, and then I'm gonna introduce you. My name is Chastity Buckley. I'm the host of Midnight R&B Edition, Homage to Midnight Love BET, where I give all my flowers to all my R&B artists, singers, songwriters, and producers. And I'm here with a 32-year veteran in the game. Congratulations on that, sir. Thank you so much. February
Appreciate it.
11, 1990.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yes, okay. You know, I can't forget those dates. You know, I don't play no game about them dates.
Yes, yes, yes.
R&B singer, songwriter, producer, music mogul, the one, the only, the amazing Troy Taylor. Thank you so much. Oh, I can't hear you. Troy, I can't hear you. Oh, no. Okay. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear at all. Oh no, we lost sound. Okay. Okay, I don't know what happened. It just lost it.
My bad. No, no, no. My bad. The plumber called and he wants to come. He wants to come and do the thing. So hold up, hold up.
I'm sorry. Look, everything. Look, everything happens on the live, y'all. Y'all be surprised. Look, I had to make sure. Look, let your dad Taylor do his thing. Look, y'all, you'll be surprised what happens on this live. I be having the most crazy moments. I thought it was me. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, I'm sorry. Oh Lord, look. You know this is a celebration. If we gotta do everything, look, I gotta celebrate my boy. Gotta celebrate him. We're gonna have a good time. I'm so excited. Look. Oh, y'all excited about B2K? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Uh-oh. I might have to redo one. Look, okay, I see y'all. Look, y'all are representing today. Yes, yes, yes. That was funny. I love that. Look, that made my moment. That made me, that was great. Oh yeah, he's a history maker, game changer. Yes, y'all know that. Look, he plays no games. Troy, it's okay. Look, Troy, I've had so many funny moments. Look, this has got to be probably my favorite moment.
Okay, it's like everybody knew. Okay, I'm about to do this interview, but he didn't know because he's across the street.
Right.
All right.
It's cool. It's cool. I don't know if you got to hear my introduction of you. Did you hear that part?
I heard this. Yeah, I got the introduction.
Okay, you did get the introduction.
Yes, I got that part.
Okay, I had to make sure because I have to give you your flowers, sir, and respect you as just a R&B legend, just a legend in this game, and I'm just super proud of you. And today we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of B2K self-titled debut album. How do you feel about 20 years today?
Oh man, 20 years. So if that's 20, it's just so funny because if that's 20 years, then it's telling me how long I've known Trey.
I know, because Trey was with them. I seen that in the studio.
Yeah.
Was he with them during the first album or Pandemonium? Was it both?
He was with during Bump Bump Bump.
Pandemonium. Okay, yeah. And that's making 20 years. So you were on that too. Congratulations on that. Yeah. So you won a lot of stuff with B2K, and I just super proud. And not even that, for you to just make so many iconic classic songs. And you know, my favorite song, you know, I've been posting it all day today, Baby Girl. You know, that's my jam.
Yeah.
You know, I was obsessed with that song. I literally, like, as a 12-year-old girl, I heard that. My sister took, I guess, B2K CD. Look, don't do that. Don't do that. Look, Troy, don't do that to me.
12. Oh, dang.
Look, well, I was 12 going on 13, so I was making a new age at the time, but It was just exciting. But I hear melodies and I hear beats, and I'm just so infatuated about, you know, producers, because like I said, producers are my favorite, but not even that. For what you did on the record, I was like, this is the only song I'm gonna play, and I played that over and over and over again. So I was just honored just to even have you on the platform today. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, but before we do get started, I want to play a game with you. I want to play a game. And the game is called What Are Troy Taylor's Favorite GOAT Moments? Because, you know, you are the GOAT. They call you the GOAT and the man R&B. So I want to ask you, like, what kind of your favorite GOAT moments? Because I have some questions. But not even that, what GOAT moments means to you? And I had these GOAT moments because these are people that, you know, you've dealt with in your career, things you have done in the industry, but not even that, what GOAT moment means to you. So I'm going to get started with the first one. The first GOAT moment question is, was it winning 2 Grammys with Boyz II Men or with winning one with Aretha Franklin?
Pick one. I mean, what? but I'm going to be direct and answer that question. I'm going to say Aretha Franklin because she's a GOAT. She's a freaking music. It Rolling Stones has her #1 as top. You know what I mean? I think the Grammy for the Boyz II Men Grammys, of course they're just as good, but you're asking me to pick out of the 2. So I'm gonna have to say Aretha Franklin because shoot, it don't get no better than her.
It doesn't.
I mean, it's still crazy. Years ago, she would just randomly call me. Just you know, just to say what's up, and it's like that was Aretha Franklin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah.
Yeah.
I have to say Aretha.
Oh, yeah. I figure you want to pick her because I know she played a tremendous role in your life, and I know she's done a lot. And I wanted to tell you, when you did Trey Songz' first album, I really love that album a lot. But my favorite song you did with Trey, and I love this, All the Ifs in the World that you did with him, it was just beautiful. And no shade, but my ex-boyfriend dedicated me when I broke up with him. So, like, at that time, yeah, it was bad. But most of all, I got to learn that it was so much because what Aretha did for Trey on the first album, how you got her to sing on there, I thought was really dope because I know her voice. And like when you hear her, it's like, okay, you know that's the Queen of Soul. Yeah. And for you to have her on there, I know you were on her 2003 album, So Damn Happy. You did that with her. So it's like, you know, you were like really, really a big force. But I know that she helped you with another, you know, breeding young R&B song like Trey Songz. But that alone right there was just dope. So yeah. I knew you were going to kind of pick Aretha. Were you on her soundtrack recently for the movie that just came out?
I produced J Hud's vocals.
Okay. I figured that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is dope. I figure you want to pick Aretha because, I mean, nobody can beat her. So, I mean, that's just...
Yeah. Nope.
Yes. Okay, my next question is, a favorite GOAT moment. Do you like songwriting or producing?
I like producing. I like producing because, as you know, I was an artist first. Yes. So once I decided not to be an artist, and realized the freedom of producing and the longevity of it, I think I got more into that. So as a writer, though I still write, I don't, if I'm with an artist and I write, I just stay on the production side. I don't like say, okay, I get 50% on the music and then 20% of the writing. I just stay on the music side because for me, it's about the song. And so, yeah.
So you like the producing side. So like, are you just like infatuated with melodies and beats and stuff like that? Because I know for you, like you were very intrigued by albums and, you know, liner notes. So is that what kind of keeps you going when it comes to like music and stuff?
It's just, just arrangements and just making sure that the song structure is there, because today's music and within the last 10 years, the structure has been small. Yeah. And the songs have been short. So we've been missing the arrangements and everything. So I'm all for it and always have been for the changes of the generation. A lot of people in my age group or my generation and music are a little mad, salty, I should say, because it's not the way it used to be. But for me, I've always changed. So I don't have a problem with it. I just like sprinkled a little nostalgia. Just a little nostalgia in there.
Well, that Troy Taylor sauce, that's what you talk about, that Troy Taylor sauce that you put.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, I'm happy you did that because I know for sure for me, I love, you know, ballads with bridges and, you know, stuff. And I feel like, you know, you still kind of keep that formula going. And even though that the decades have changed, you always want to keep the authenticity of R&B, you know, of what we know of R&B, you know, but I guess with the melodies and sounds and beats, you still keep that kind of going in your round.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. So the next one I have for you, and look, Troy, Don't kill me. You can't kill me with this one, okay?
Okay.
So this is a GOAT moment. You got a lot of GOAT moments, but I had to break these down in GOAT moments.
Okay.
So the GOAT moment for here, did you like working with Whitney Houston or Stevie Wonder?
Whitney.
Oh,
even though I'm a huge Stevie fan,
yeah,
my working with Stevie wasn't as long as working with Whitney.
Because you were on the Just Whitney album. That's making 20 years this year. So congratulations on that.
Right.
Yes.
And then I did worked on the Christmas project.
Yeah.
So Stevie was a moment where Johnny asked him to come and do background vocals. So I met him in that, and that's a funny story because while working with him, everybody who was with me and just the people in the studio,
right,
were really nervous because it's Stevie Wonder, and he was redoing background vocals that I had on the song with Johnny. So Johnny felt like it'll be dope to have Stevie come. So when he had Stevie come, and Stevie comes in to do the backgrounds, and he's doing the notes and stuff,
right,
and he did one note and it was flat.
Oh,
so he was like, okay, what's next? And I was like, oh no, I need you to do that again. And he was like, oh, why? And I was like, oh no, you were flat. He's like, no, I don't think so.
Oh,
I said, no, you were flat. And so everybody behind me was like, what you doing? And I'm looking at everybody like, what? He's flat. First and foremost, I'm a hugest Stevie Wonder fan in the world, number one. Number two, you ain't going to be flat on my song, number one.
Exactly.
Number two, I am not going to be responsible for having Stevie Wonder be flat in a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Right.
So he says, play it. So I was like, I was like so 100,000,000% sure. And I was like, okay. And I played it, and he heard it. He was like, okay, I'll get it again. So it was like, and I look back at everybody like, oh man, like what? Like, yo, no. There's no auto-tune. There's nothing, we don't have that. So you got to be on. But I heard Stevie want to be flat 1,000,000 times. Like, so what? Exactly. So that was a funny moment. That was a funny moment because people didn't, they thought I had a lot of guts to say, I'm like, yo, this is what I do. I don't get starstruck like that. Especially working with them icons. We're not doing that. Like, you're not sounding whack on my song. No.
Okay, because I heard you and Whitney going back and forth, and I died laughing so hard.
Right.
I said, Troy, it was so funny. I was like, but that's Whitney. A lot of people know that is her, like real authenticity stuff. Because I think people get so caught up, and I love that you're talking about this, into the image, that we have to really not think about the image. We have to think that these people are human at the end of the day. They have to go home at night like we do, but it's just their name is just a title. So you're doing that. You're kind of showing people treat them like they're humans, not as idols, even what we know. But at the same time, it showed them at the same time is that you can be real with them, that you can help them, but not even that, you're helping them with their craft and keep the legacy going. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Keeping the legacy going, not tarnishing it.
Exactly. So I love that. But I love the moment with Whitney because I just feel like when you dropped that clip, it just showed so much pureness of who she was. But not that, it was just hilarious. And I love that you talk about Stevie because a lot of people don't talk about Stevie Wonder as being a real human being. They just talk about Stevie as,
exactly.
Stevie that we know.
Right.
All right. So my next one is the fourth one. Did you like discovering Carl Thomas or Trey songs?
I'm going to say Trey on this one because Trey finished it out.
Oh, okay.
Carl didn't finish it out. Carl went on to Bad Boy.
Right.
And so I didn't get a chance to finish it out. So I would say Trey. Right.
But I know for sure that Carl for a long time. I know y'all were teenagers, y'all were involved in Kojic. So I think that's how y'all met. And with that, I know for sure y'all been friends for a long time. And I love how, I've seen the story about him, how you talked about you helped him with his craft, with his voice, and he stayed with you for 5 years. But that alone right there, your longevity of making people singers, real great singers, it goes to show you that your legacy kept going. You know what I'm saying? With Carl, he left. But I feel like, I love what I've interviewed a lot of people like Kevin Ross. They big you up so much, and my friend LJ from Profile, he talked about you very highly about how you're the way you do music and the way you structure stuff.
Profile.
Yes.
The group Profile?
Group Profile.
I ain't
LJ,
even talked to, I haven't seen them in years.
He bigged you up completely 2 years ago. Yes, he did.
Oh, wow.
He talked about you very highly. You and Troy Oliver. Oh yeah, he said you taught him about college, about singing in college. He's like, you're really going to get a actual type of schooling, learning lesson. And I met Kevin said the same thing. So for him, but yeah, he bigged you up back in 2020 when we celebrated nothing but drama. But yeah, he talked about you very, very well. He just talked about, he was like, he felt like he was in school, but not even that. You taught him how to sing and taught him everything about what he knew about music and learning about, singing a song. And I was so proud of that.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'm going to send you the clip. I got you. I got to send you the clip of that.
For sure.
He bigged you up very well. And that's
why dope.
I just, oh, yeah, sure. Now, I keep it real on my show. Look.
I'm just saying, I didn't know. Like, people don't understand. I'm just me. I don't look at myself as the way, you know what I mean? Because there's so much I want to do. So
right.
I'm still going. So it's like, I haven't done this yet. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done this yet. So to me, like, I don't see it like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, every time I'm on your lives and you talk about all the stuff that you do, especially when we go on there and you do the music and stuff, I understand about beats so much because I'm a producer person. I love producers. So if I'm listening to a melody, listening to a beat, I think I can navigate who artists can fit this beat or this song. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so that's what I love about you. All right, so my last one, sir, my last one of the GOAT moments. And I think you're going to pick this one. I think I know what you're going to pick. So the last GOAT moment, Mr. Taylor, is your favorite GOAT moment Sweet Lady by Tyrese or Why I Love You by B2K?
Why I Love You B2K.
I know it.
Hands down.
Yes.
Hands down.
And it's crazy because it's 90s and then it's 2000s, but not even that. Like what you and Jonte did, and it's crazy. I wanted to tell you a little bit of story. Back when the album came out by Tyrese, my mom bought this album on cassette tape because of this song. She loved this song. So I was really touched by the song at 8 years old, and what you did for him on the record, I was like, oh God.
Hey,
you're getting hurt. Look. But hey, I listen to melodies, I listen to beats, but not in that. I'm very gravitated to music and soul music. So you know what I'm saying? It has to touch the soul. So for me getting hit with that and my mom having the cassette tape because she bought it because of your song, that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, and next year will be 25 years, so you got to congratulate yourself for that, sir. So no problem. But yeah, I figure you want to pick Why I Love You because I've seen it on a lot of interviews. It's like one of your favorite songs. I know we're going to talk about today for the interview, but before we get that, I want to ask you, how have you been doing since the pandemic has happened? I know it's been kind of crazy since everything has changed. How have you been doing?
I've been fine.
You've been good, I know.
Yeah, because it hasn't affected me because if we're saying stay in the house, that's all I do anyway. So it hadn't really changed for me.
Right. Have you been like, I guess with the pandemic and everything has shut down, have you like been more, you always been intuitive with music, but like have you been deep more into like listening to music and melody and beats, like keep going since the pandemic, since you couldn't like really go anywhere at the time?
I mean, it literally did not change nothing for me. Like seriously, I just kept doing what I was already doing. If anything, I got more on the Clubhouse, became a part of that and learned some things in that realm. But honestly, nothing changed. I just kept going, like, because I work at home mostly anyway.
Right.
It just gave me a reason to stay home.
Right.
So I really nothing changed.
Oh, well, that's dope. Well, like I said, at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure, I always wanted to make sure with my artists and my songwriters how y'all been doing, because I know with the pandemic, with everything changed and nobody wasn't making any money, it kind of set everybody down. It kind of, I don't know about humbleness, but kind of made people understand what life means. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on in the world today. You know what I'm saying? So definitely about that. So now I want to get started about who you are as a person and who you are, your legacy, Mr. Taylor. I know you're from New Haven, Connecticut. And I definitely know that you were born and raised there. And I know for sure that you lost your father before you was born. So I wanted to get your thing on your taste of music, because I know your dad was like a musician. I want to let people know, like, how did you get your love for music? Like, who were your favorites, like Stevie Wonder? How did you get your love for music, of R&B? And how did it kind of change you and shape you, losing your father at that age?
Well, at what age? I wasn't born.
I mean, what no age? When you weren't born yet? What in the womb? What in the womb? In the womb?
Well, so my mom found out she was pregnant 2 weeks after he died. So,
Wow. Okay.
he don't
Yeah.
even know I was here. Like, you know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But my mother, before she got back into the church, because she was in the church, then she went backslid and got back out, you know, in the world. She would play, you know,
Yeah.
R&B, James Brown, Barry White,
Mm.
Isley Brothers, you know, that type of music. So I remember hearing that young, and
Mm-hmm.
my ears would gravitate towards certain things. And though I didn't know what I was listening to, it just
Right.
stuck with me. And then in nursery school, the teachers would have the radio on, you know, faintly.
Yeah.
And that just, my ear always gravitated certain things towards certain music, Steely Dan, Billy Joel. So I got a variety of music young, just listening to it. So if I
Right.
hear certain songs, I instantly go back to those moments. So
Right.
that's where it kind of stayed. And then every Saturday morning, Schoolhouse Rock. Even though it was just one of them songs, each one of those songs, I would stay in front of the TV and wait for Schoolhouse Rock to hear the music. So
Mm.
it just became a thing. Whereas I didn't realize it was going to be something big for me. It's just something I love.
And I love that because you're saying it's something that you love, and I feel like something that you love um, shouldn't take away what it means in music. You get what I'm saying? And I
Right.
feel like, you know, a lot of people, when they get into the industry, sometimes they may get caught up in the fame. And I think you got to keep doing it about what you love. Like, what is the purpose of it? And so I love that about what you're saying. I
Yeah.
know for sure that you said in high school, you got to, like, got to do, you had your job in high school, you know, with Lana Notes, you were very intrigued. But I know also, too, you were in a group.
Yeah.
So with that group, like, how did that come about? And then also, too, I know for sure you got your, like, you want an independent label. And then all of a sudden, Tim, I know a guy named Tim kind of changed your life for the better. So can you explain about how that kind of changed you and what made you want to go into the industry?
Well, I was always doing talent shows. So, um, you know, in talent shows, you meet people, you meet the, you know, people who are in the talent show, and you're like, yo, man, we should do some stuff, you know, work, do
Right.
music. In my school, I went to Hill House High School, and so
Mm-hmm.
I was in a group called Sweet Attraction.
Oh, okay.
And then when we would do a talent show, we would be, you know, go up against a group called Shamari. And so Shamari was more so lip singing, more so, and dancing.
Oh, okay.
We were singing. So when I remember one time backstage, I was listening to one of the guys in the group in Shamari singing. And I was like, "Oh, y'all sing?" He was like, "Oh yeah, no, we sing." I was like, "Well, how come y'all don't, you know, sing like for real?" He's like, "Nah, we just be performing the songs and lip singing." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, shoot, y'all should come by." So long story short of that, I ended up, the group that I was in ended up breaking up. And so I ended up getting in that group, Shamari. So
Mm.
from there, I was the kid. I was always the kid that had the equipment in the room, the keyboards, the drum machine, the recording, you know what I mean? So people would always be like, yo, how'd you do that? And how many, that's you in the background and singing in the background. You did all the music too. So my room was the room with all the kids when my mom come home from work and seeing everybody cooped up in
Oh,
my room. So we did music, and so I would teach them how to make
yeah.
music as well.
Oh, that's dope. So I know you said for sure you keep a journal of, you know, things in your life and what you've done. How
Mm-hmm.
has that played a pivotal role for you now? Back then from now, like when you got your start in the group, did they kind of change you or just kind of make you want to understand about what you want for your life goals?
What do you mean?
As in, like, you know, with your journal. I know you said you kept a journal that you kept
Mm-hmm.
since 19.
Still
I
do.
forgot the date. I know you still do. That's why I was
Mm-hmm.
like, with that journal, do you make sure, like, with yourself, it just keeps you just grounded and just things that you've done in your life and your pathway?
So the journal started. The journal started because of a girl.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, November 7th, 1987. I met this
Wow.
girl, and I wanted to kind of like, I was 19, so I wanted to kind of like track the journey of our thing, you know. And
Okay.
so with that, I would end up writing about the day. And
Okay.
so it became a thing, whereas now I can't just write about her. If I can't just skip the days
Yeah.
when I'm not with her. So I just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that it did for me the most
Mm-hmm.
is it kept me from going backwards. Because when I would read, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That was last year. You know, and it just kept me moving forward. When I would
Right.
get lost, I would just go back and go, okay, what happened to that? Oh, that's right. I did that. Da, 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 da. So it just kept me moving forward and kept me growing so that I wouldn't repeat some things. I could always read back on how I handled it when I forgot, or simply, you know, I can go back 1993 on this day and see what I was doing.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. So
that is crazy.
Or 89. I can go back on 1989 to see what I was doing on this day. So it's like, whoa, I remember that. Like, look how far I've come. So it always kept me moving forward.
Wow, that's dope. And that's why I wanted to hit that point moment, because I know for the journal, I know it keeps like legacy or just you in general of who you are as a person, and just learning about that. I know with your journal, what you're talking about now, it just shows the longevity of who you are as a person. And, you know, now with your group, now all of a sudden you go independent. So what kind of happened with that transition, and how did you get on the part with that? And then how did you get to meet Tim? I know he played a huge role for you in Motown.
So with that group, they wanted someone to manage them that I didn't believe in. And so I just kind of like respectfully declined to move forward. And as I went and signed to Warlock Records, prematurely, stupidly, anxiously, it was a horrible deal. I ended up signing all my publishing away for life and didn't know it. And so it was like, soon as I realized how bad that deal was, but it did lead me into meeting Timmy Regisford. So upon meeting Timmy, he bought me out of that deal. So I got my publishing back. And so I got signed to Motown. And then that's when, you know, I'm working on my music, on my album. And then I'm meeting these kids. And then these kids will go on to be freaking iconic. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah. But it was because for the group, it was because the person, I didn't feel he was going to represent us good. And they did. They believed in him. And they ended up getting a record deal and coming out and all that stuff. But I got on Boys and Men, so I didn't care.
Oh, you sure did on that Cooley High Harmony. Like, for you to do your love, dope, love that record, and everything you done for Boys and Men. I mean, that Diamond album is just timeless. For that alone right there, I feel for yourself as a, you know, you had that instinct of you to always go on your own. That's what I'm starting to think about you in so many ways. And with you being said about stuff, so much stuff, I know I love the story about with Tim, because what I loved about how the way you kind of created that, you was like, you were trying to prepare yourself to stay ready, to get ready, or be on time to, you know, make plans, because you knew, I guess I'm thinking my brain, I'm thinking you kind of maneuvered your way, or that, where you were trying to get out of this contract, but doing it in the right way with somebody in the music industry that can teach you the industry, but not even there, prepare yourself to know about the business, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely excited about that. So congratulations on that, Boys and Men. I mean, for you to do Cooley High Harmony, you did so many great things after that. I mean, you worked with SWV, you worked with Shades, you worked with, I mean, SWV's
702.
702. Yeah. You know, you did my favorite song, All I Want. My mom bought that cassette too, so you were all up in my deck. Sorry. But it goes to show you, like, I just love the stuff that you've done. I mean, you've worked with so many, you know, iconic R&B groups, and I love you saying that you love to keep people with legends and stay legends. And I don't know how the way you talk about it, but the way I love you have done it with your longevity. You have made it to a point where you've done so much in the 90s, but I feel like in the 90s you were in that plethora of R&B sound and of New Jack Swing. Like, how did you feel at that time for yourself? Like, okay, now I'm behind the scenes, I didn't want to be in the scenes. Like, how did you feel you wanted to change yourself at the times instead of being on as an artist?
I just wanted to, Babyface, I always looked up to Babyface. I always looked up to Jammin' Lewis, Teddy Riley. And I just liked the way they got to work with people and bring the best out of them. And that, to me, was the thing. I've been doing that since high school, like really pulling stuff out of people and making sure that they sound their best. And then it just, the credits, like wanting to see my name on them credits. Like,
come on, line of notes.
that's addictive. It's like, yo, I gotta be on there. I gotta be on this project. I gotta be on that. I gotta work with this artist. So then I became known for making sure people sing right. And I was pretty scary because I will admit I was a little mean. I was becoming an industry weapon. Like, oh, we're gonna send you over there to Troy, and he gonna get you right. And I'm like, people began to get scared of me, and then that kind of like, because I cursed then back then. My mouth was terrible, and so
oh Lord,
yeah,
you was probably honest though.
no,
With honest,
I was brutally honest with
yeah.
curse words. So
With cuss words.
so it had a little punch to it, like,
Right.
you know what I mean. So, but as I went on, I liked the fact that people knew what they were getting when they came to me. So I didn't have to change me. I could always be myself, and to this day, I'd rather be known for, well, you know, Troy gonna tell you, you know what I mean, than to be known for being fake. So
come on, exactly.
Because the industry suggests that more so, you know what I mean, sugarcoating, misleading. People will say whenever they need to say for their benefit. I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't lie. You got to keep it 100. And that's definitely always. And so for sure that all the stuff that you have done for so many groups, like in the 90s, like you were getting ready to go into 2000s, were you prepared for that transition that was coming your way? Because like you have already said, you were prepared for new changes and new stuff. And I know I love you talk about sound always changes. So how did you prepare yourself for going in from the 90s, working with all these groups now to the 2000s?
Just like listening and making sure that I was able to do it. If I couldn't do it, then, you know, I couldn't say anything. So whenever I would hear the sound change, I'm always made sure, just for kicks and giggles on the side, to see if I can actually create that type of music or that type of sound, and then add my own flavor in it.
Right. Were you prepared for like everything that was coming your way? Like we were getting ready to go into this new millennium, like in the 21st century, like, okay, things are getting ready to change. We in this new transition now.
Yeah, I was kind of ahead of the curve. So I was already having my, you know, I was already recording in my own space. I had already gotten Pro Tools. So I was always ahead of it, like right with it. So I never fell behind.
I get it.
Even now to this day with the trap and all that stuff, I'm still there. You know what I mean?
Right. You are. You definitely are. Because I love you talked about a lot of rappers want to be singers. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that a lot of rappers do want to be R&B singers with this melody and this beat. Because when I think about a lot of music now, since we correlate R&B and hip hop all the time, it's like, I guess, a marriage in music, what people are trying to do now with this rapping stuff. Like, I think they do want to be the singers. They do want to have melodies. They do want to have beats, but I think they want to navigate to women. So for that alone right there, they have to get some type of person to get them in that range, that sound of what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know? Definitely, for sure. So now, since we are talking about the new millennium, now we're going to talk about the boys of the new millennium, the B2K. Yeah. So how did you get introduced to the B2K, the group? And not even that, how did it get started? And how did you get started on their first project?
So Dave McPherson, who was president at the time, who signed them, he asked me to work with him. And so I always felt like, you know, they had a single out at the time.
Yeah.
And so I always felt like, okay, that's cool, but they need real songs. They're gonna need real songs. And I already knew Chris Stokes.
Right.
So I'm like, they're gonna need real songs. And so at the time, You Remind Me was out. Usher, You Remind Me.
Yeah, I remember
so
that.
I was like, they need something like that. So Dave asked me to work with Steve. And though I had not met Steve before, of course, he's from Troop. So I'm familiar with him. So I was like, sure. So we get up, but before the meeting, before we met, and when I was getting dressed, I was in the shower, I would say. I was in the shower, and while I was washing up, the melody, and that just came to me and while I was in the shower. So normally stuff comes to me and I'll just be like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, oh no, let me go do this now. So I got out of the shower, ran downstairs in my towel so that I could learn the chords. Once I learned the chords, I was good. So I learned the chords, went back upstairs, finished getting dressed and everything, and then went back downstairs and I put the whole track together. So like I said, You Remind Me was out. So if you listen to Why I Love You and you listen to You Remind Me, it's the. So all I did was I made sure that it had that boom,
Oh, okay.
With that chord progression. So it was You Remind Me that inspired Why I Love You, because I felt like that's a good song structure.
Right.
So I finished that track and then I went into the meeting. So by the time I met Steve, I had already had an idea of what we felt like, you know, they should do. So Steve, being the guru from Troop and being so dope with harmonies as well, when we just us two together, like once we decided what they should sing, it should be something relatable. It'd be something classic. And then just going back and forth on the harmonies, we had a super ball making Why I Love You. So, of course, Omarion being the only singer, we really didn't pay attention, so we just did all the backgrounds. So,
yeah. That was you in the background? Oh
yeah.
my God.
It's me and Steve, yeah.
What? Now that's a fun fact. I never knew that. I'm thinking it was the guys. Well, technically, I thought it was Razby because I was he a singer? No? Wow. That is crazy.
Nope.
That is crazy.
They did none of the backgrounds. It's just
wow.
So now, all right. So here's some tea.
Oh,
is that y'all say? That's what y'all say. The tea.
The tea.
You know, I get a little messy. We can't do the interview and I don't say it's
no. We keep it real. It is realness on this channel.
So Chris didn't want to do the song.
What?
He didn't want to do the song. Remember, it was Dave McPherson that.
Right. Exactly.
So when it came time to do the song, I was in LA. And so I'm waiting. I'm sitting in the studio, me and Steven, waiting for Omarion to come because, you know. And they had something going on, some shoot, a photo shoot or something going on that he just like would not let. He was
blocking them pretty much. He was blocking them. Sounds like it.
So by the time Omarion got there, his voice was shot. Like he could barely even talk. So needless to say, we got it done. But it was like, yo, why would you hold him up?
Yeah.
Make him come way late at the end of the night and he ain't got no voice.
Exactly. And he did that on purpose, so he wouldn't do the song.
Kinda. Yeah.
It sounded like he did.
But we got it done anyway, and so I didn't let that stop me. And then,
that's right.
Understanding, we did Understanding as well, because we had to do these songs at that night, like you know what I'm saying. So we got it done. I pushed Marion through, got him to, you know, and then Baby Girl was first. I did Baby Girl first. So
my heart. That's my heart.
Right. I did Baby Girl first, and then because of that, you know, then he was like, you know, introduced me to Steve. So that's that. I forgot to say that. Baby Girl came first, and then we did the other song.
Okay. Well, you know, Baby Girl, that's my gym, that's my heart. So, you know, that means a lot to me. But it's funny because when I was looking back 20 years ago, they were showing B2K on 106 in Park. And, you know, that album debuted at #2 on the Billboard 200, #1 on R&B charts. But they were saying, like, the favorite tracks was actually your tracks. I don't know if you've seen the interview, but it was so dope. Yeah, yes. They said when they asked B2K what was the fan favorites that they loved, it was Understanding, Why I Love You, and it was just like, those were the fans' favorites from the first album. I thought it was dope because for us as teenagers to be gravitating by the melodies and the ballads, because like you said, I feel boy bands do need, you know, melodies and groups. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're coming into 2000s, you know, like boy bands were declining. So NSYNC was gone, Backstreet was gone. We didn't have anybody. So these 4 black boys coming here and knocking down the door, but they coming not only with a great fast track, but then you got Gots to Be. That's next. But I think when Why I Love You came, when Why I Love You came, it was like the cherry on top because now I'm getting to know the loving side of, you know, of the boys. You know what I'm saying? As, you know, becoming, you know, quote unquote, the girlfriend. Because, you know, a lot of us, you know, I love B2K. That was my group. But we got to see another side of that soft side of B2K. And I feel that Why I Love You was just a gem and just a record. But not even that. I'm happy that you did that from them because it shows that, you know, their catalog was getting to be ballads instead of just fast songs because they're used to dancing too. So they're known for the choreography. So I just really thought it was dope. But I do have some news to tell you though, Mr. Taylor. So I don't know if you know this, but do you know Why I Love You? Your song was sampled back in 2012.
By who?
By Frost Wiley. And they did a mixtape called Hexual Feelings, and they did.
How would I know that?
But I had to tell you because I don't know if you knew this, but definitely your song has been sampled, but I really, really thought that's really, really dope. And I wanted to tell you this. I don't know if you know this. Billboard did back in 2018. They did a best boy bands, top 30 best boy bands of all time, and B2K was number 12. Not
even that either.
Yeah, B2K was number 12, but not even that. They talked about I guess the favorite album for beats, like the best boy band albums. So with that being said, they talked about 3 topics. They talked about classics, cuts, and a story. Why I Love You was the classic they picked. And I want to read this to you. So I want to let you know what they said. I thought this was really dope because for Billboard to talk about Why I Love You being such a gem, but not even that, for them to talk about that out of their whole catalog, Why I Love You was the center of the classic of that song. I want to let you know what they said.
Okay.
So they said for the classic, they picked your song, Why I Love You, but they said from the catalog, they described Why I Love You as, from their self-titled, was too good not to recycle. They called Why I Love You the quintessential 2000s R&B gem. Wow. So how do you feel that Billboard said that about your song?
Dang, it's not fair because I didn't know. So it's like I didn't get a chance to be wowed.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now it's like, dang, you need to send me that. I didn't.
I'm sure, I was gonna send you that one to post, but I was like, nah, I gotta drop and let him know today.
No, I didn't know. And so like I said before, I don't do music for the status quo.
Right.
Even though I'm the OG now and legend and all that stuff, that's great. And but for me, I'm still pressing. I'm still trying to do more and do more because I still have the passion and I still love doing this. So I don't really see. I don't get a chance to celebrate. What I do. You know what I mean? Because I'm still doing it. So I don't really get a chance to like take a second, and it's probably a bad thing. Take a second to like look and see what people feel about the things that I've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I missed that. Like, for example, that Aretha Franklin interview that she did, that she mentioned my name. I didn't find that out till 2015, and she did it in 2003. I didn't even know. It's like, yo, Aretha Franklin said my name. Like, yo, that's everything. So
everything.
I kind of, and sad part is, in my early years in the 90s, I didn't, we didn't have, of course, cell phones to take pictures. So I always felt like I didn't want to be like, have cameras up in people's face because I worked with OJs. I worked with so many people I didn't take pictures with. So pissed. It's like so many people that I didn't get a chance to capture the moment with. So I always kept it like professional. And never really tried to do too much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Yeah, but Miss Taylor, that's why I'm here for, because I feel like for myself as a historian, I always want to make sure that I keep the legacy going, but I want to honor people like you, and that's why I wanted to tell you, because when I seen it took my heart away, because I know fans love Why I Love You, but for Billboard to say that, I was like, wait a minute, whoa, this is like big. I need to let him know this. You get what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's postable.
Right. It's postable now, so now I got to tell you, but for that alone right there, for them to call your 2000 a quintessential R&B gem, that was huge in its own right. And I feel because it was so dope, they talked about the iconic, video of it, with the denim jeans and, rest in peace to Naya Rivera, the girl who played the love interest of B2K.
Right.
She was on there. That played like a huge monument role for a lot of us. And it was number 1 on 106 in Park. I remember that at such a young age. I ain't gonna say my age no more because you gotta say.
Yeah, because he's like.
Look, you're not hurt. Look, that means I'm just a person that love liner notes and love music, But for that alone right there, I wanted to tell you this stuff because for me, seeing that, I just really was very poignant about it. And even though I love Baby Girl, Why I Love You will still forever be that song from them. You know what I'm saying?
That is like one of my favorite songs that I've done in my life.
Yeah, you said that on Plenty, and I was shocked. I was like,
no,
what?
I mean, the chord progression is like no other chord progression I've ever done before. So it's something about that music that makes me still feel good about it.
Yeah. I mean, I just couldn't believe it for myself, but for a Billboard to say that about your song, that goes to show you that your music is super timeless, which I've always said that. But for Billboard to say Why I Love You is the quintessential R&B gem, I think that's what stood it on top for me, because that right there that goes to show you that you are R&B. You do R&B, but you are the love of R&B. You know? And so I just had to sit up there and tell you that. So congratulations on that. No problem. You know, I'm gonna send that to you, so don't kill me. Look.
Thank you. Nah, cool.
Nah, but I wanted to ask you too, how did you feel when the album did become successful? Like, how did you feel? Did you know B2K was gonna be something when they hit?
Kinda. Okay, so I at that time, on that day that I met Steve.
Okay.
Was the beginning of me leaving the production company that I was with. I had a partner. We were known as the Characters.
Characters, Charles.
And so in the middle of B2K coming out, I was leaving the Characters.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't get a chance to really get into what was going on.
Right.
But the interesting thing about it is, and I've never seen this happen before, but if you notice, Why I Love You came out in the middle of Pandemonium and the first album.
Yeah.
So they ended up putting Why I Love You on Pandemonium. So it's on both albums. So that was like weird. Like I've never even seen that happen before. So by the time Pandemonium comes out, I'm by myself now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was dope to have that kind of, to be a part of that. But I always thought that B2K had a certain place because, like you said, we hadn't had it in a while. So these kids to come up and dancing and all of that stuff, it reintroduced groups again, and just the movement and all of that stuff. So to be a part of it, I didn't get a chance breaking up out of my own company. I didn't get a chance to really pay attention because I was going through a real big transition, and that was being on my own. And Trey got caught in the middle of us because I met Trey because of him. And so when I'm leaving, it's like, what's Trey gonna do? And I'm like,
where's he gonna be at? He's picked apart.
You got to stay with him, and I'll still work with you. But then he kicked Trey out, and then so Trey came back to me.
Oh, so, Lord.
Rest is history.
Okay.
Once he kicked Trey out, Trey was like, yo, they kicked me out. I'm like, so you all right? Man, look, now I can just come to you. He was hungry. He was all but 16, so he didn't care.
Yeah. and they're young. And I think what I love, Troy, what you're saying too is you taught these boys at the time, they were boys, now they're men, you know, crazy boys, the men, I'm thinking about them, what you did. It's like, when you look at the comparison back then, it's like you kind of helped a lot of young men, especially groups, create a legacy for themselves. And I really, you know, learned it at the time back then. You know, B2K was a big, huge deal. And for them to come out back in 2002, it was like, you know, where did these dudes come from? But not even that, they're creating, you know, ballads. They're creating, you know, beautiful love songs that really, really is going to capture our hearts 20 years later today, you know? And for that back then, I'm just really proud of you because for what you've done for yourself, even though you had to take the branch off for you and your partner, think about it, is you've done this stuff on your own. You've always had the faith for yourself to, you know, branch out and be your own person. And that's what I respect about you. So the things that you have done for B2K, I mean, for so many groups, regardless of, you know, solo or, you know, group wise, you have really, really set a lane and set a tone for them. You get what I'm saying? So I want you to know that, you know, we love Why I Love You. That is forever our record. I love Baby Girl, but I love Why I Love You too. But no matter what has happened, I want to show your respect and flowers. And I want to definitely know that was a huge thing for us at the time, you know?
Thank you.
No problem. So now, since we are in the, you know, realm of everything, and, you know, we talked about your beautiful legacy, you've done so much great stuff after that. You worked with Trey Songz, my favorite song, All the Ifs.
Right.
Can't Raise a Man with K. Michelle, and, you know, So Much Sweet Lady and all these other hits. I wanted to ask you, what is the key to making a hit record? And if you know that, what is the key, and what is your favorite hit from your catalog?
The key to making a hit record to me is making sure that it's relatable to not just a certain genre of people or, you know, us as Black people, but making sure that everybody can relate to it. And making sure that people can continue to use it out throughout their life, not just for the moment. You know, some people make songs for the moment. It's a trend, and that's cool. But a hit record will stand the test of time, and it will keep going no matter what. When you play it, you will remember where you were when you heard it. So I think the key in writing songs is to always make sure that people can use it in their everyday life.
Oh, I never heard that one. That was dope. I like that one. That was good because I love how you're relating it to real life. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just real life, just real. But I feel too, like, I love what you're talking about with, I love you talking about bridges and bows. Like, I love that you're talking about all this stuff, because I feel like now in R&B, they don't want to make that no more. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is
Because
not.
they can't do it.
I know.
They can't do it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the way technology is and all that. Some of the young producers, you know, the Fruity Loops and everything, they make beats so fast. They make it so fast that they don't, you know, and then it blows up. So if it blows up after they'd have made it, took like 10 minutes to make a track, why do a bridge? It's hot the way it is, you know what I mean? So I think in their mind, it's like, it's not necessary, but
it's necessary.
Now the kids, the Soulja Boy grandkids, and I say that because Soulja Boy started this whole thing.
Facts.
He started it with the clink, 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 clink. Oh, like you can hear it's like 3 sounds tops, and it's a loop over and over again, and then he danced to it. So it's like everybody starts doing that, and now the sound is like diminished.
It is.
If you do all the stuff that I used to do back then, now it sounds old school. So it kind of like, I think that audience now, that time, they're older now.
Which is me. So that's my generation.
Right. So y'all want more. Y'all ain't settled for that clinky clink. Y'all want more now. So now it's your generation that's saying, no, we want that old school, nostalgia sound.
Yeah.
Boom. So I think that now it's time for it to come back. And so I never stopped doing it. I just know that if I can get one hit in today's time, which is what I'm working towards, then I will be happy, because then it will be a part of music coming back full circle.
Makes sense. I know your dream. I think your dream one is what, Sway Lee?
Yes.
I know that's the one you're trying to get.
I definitely want to get to Sway Lee, because Sway Lee is dope, and he's a brother Gemini. So I definitely want to get with him, because I think there's so much more in him, musically. But I just want to hear him on an R&B project.
That'd be dope. Yeah. I can see that. I think I understand why you want him on that, because certain stuff that he's done is kind of R&B-esque lane type of stuff, but it's like towards hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So and it's funny that you said Gemini, because my ex-boyfriend, that was the Gemini.
Oh, we are as gentle as a lamb.
Oh no! Look, I learned. Don't mess over them. Oh, they'll get you. That's why I'm like, I learned my lesson. Look, but it's just so great. It's so fun and just fun talking to you. So now I want to ask you, because we have talked about this. What was your favorite hit? Was it "Why I Love You" from your catalog?
I would say "Sweet Lady."
Oh yeah,
Sweet Lady. Then "Why I Love You." Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Jonte Austin with that. Dope. Y'all two together are really, really a dope group, and for what he's done in the music, it's just like, wow. I'm just really seeing how y'all supersede everything, and that's why I think your longevity in this industry has been so much. But I'm super proud of what you guys have done, because I feel like the essence of R&B and what you did for him for verses. Thank you for that, for the verses that he did body that. Killed it. Yeah, because I love, that was actually my favorite with him and Neo. They just did a great job on that. But for the stuff that you done now, from back then to now, is really dope, because I know you still work with Trey Songz and things like that. I want to congratulate you on your campaign for the Chevy campaign for that. Congratulations on that. And I know you done projects with Queen and everything like that and Star. So I wanted to ask you, like, what current projects are you working on now, and what stuff are you working on with R&B, if you have anything coming up?
So I just got finished working with Queen Naja. She just called me a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay.
And that was something that we had started.
Right.
And so she went back to it. And she finally let me produce her vocals.
You was happy.
Woo!
Don't do that, Troy.
Because I just told her, like, there's tones and stuff that she hadn't started using yet. And I wanted to make sure that she got a chance to explore other tones in her vocals.
Yeah.
So now I played her my Whitney. Whitney, when I was working with Whitney,
right?
And so she gets to hear me pushing Whitney. So it's like, even though Whitney went off on me, I don't care.
Did she?
what? I didn't care. I got what I needed. But
Okay.
after you hear that, then it's like, how you not gonna let me do? If Whitney let me do that, you got to let me do this. You know what I mean? So I just worked with her on that, and hopefully we'll do more. But let's see who else. And right now, like I've been working on the new Shay Jennifer, Devin Culture, Von Waters. I got just so many. Papa J, this is 14-year-old kid that's freaking super mutant that I post. He's acting, he's dancing, he's singing, he's just like stupefied dope.
Yeah.
And so I'm just working with. You never know who's gonna be the next.
Yeah,
you
did
cannot
Kevin
count
Ross?
people. You can't. So I work with whoever I'm inspired to work with. Fabo, the group They. Who else? Because I got Fable's single. I might have the They single.
Yeah, I've been seeing you working with them. That's dope.
Right.
Like
so I'm working with who else? Think.
Are you still working with Kevin?
Kevin Ross?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I figured that. That's my boy. I interviewed him last year. He's
forever.
so sweet.
That's forever. That's forever. Who else? I got it. Sean Kingston featuring Tory Lanez song.
What? You did?
Yeah.
Oh Lord! Wow. Look.
Yeah. Got that one. Okay.
It's an R&B jam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay.
It's up tempo. It's like a more Afrobeat kind of like.
Okay.
But
Accident.
not is it no not it's Afro. It's got a beat to it. It's a bop.
Right.
What else? Of course, I ain't thinking about everything.
Oh, you got people they saying Sammy and
Sammy. Yeah, Sammy.
Okay.
Sammy's my son, so this is like he's normal. He's regular. What else?
They saying one more. I remember you did one more now. You got you stay busy. You stay booked and busy. So I'm not mad at that.
Yo, hold up. Just a second.
Come on. Drop them gems.
Them boys
singing.
Them boys are so special. They are so special. And for me to be able to work with them at the age that Wanye was when I worked with Wanye is iconic. Is to be working with his kids.
Yeah.
Them boys are so dope. Like so special. So I can't wait for people to hear them.
But that little one, the littlest one,
they all got something special, and they compliment off each other so well. So it's just so special to be able to work with more kids in this generation.
But you're keeping the legacy going from Boys and Men to One More. That's what's really dope.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's dope. That's it. That's it, Troy. I know you got some more.
Alex Vaughn.
Oh, I love her. I saw that y'all were in the studio together. Was it you and B Cox or just you?
No, me and B Cox and John Tay got a record on her.
Oh my God. Well, I'm ready. Ready for that. I like her too.
She is incredible. Like she's so sweet. She's so dope. Like so yeah, her, Alex Vaughn, it's somebody else.
Somebody saying Mario.
Everybody. I post everybody I'm working with. Usually I post on my page. So yeah.
I can't wait for the Alex Vaughn record because she's dope. I heard her. I like her.
She's really dope.
Really good. Really dope. Really dope. Oh, look, Troy, you're killing the game. Like I said, hey, at the end of the day, you stay booked and busy. And I'm super proud and at the end of the day, all I got to give you is nothing but respect. So I got another question to ask you. So since today is the 20th anniversary of this beautiful, timeless album, B2K, the self-titled debut album, if you had to describe one word about this album, what one word would it be?
Classic.
Oh, that's it,
classic. Yeah. I mean, who is not going to remember where they was when B2K came out? You know what I mean?
I agree.
And that's including, 106 in Park. That's including all of that. You instantly remember where you was when B2K came out. Yeah. So, and the funny thing is, man, like, I don't tell this part often. I probably don't tell it at all. But I was trying to get J Boog on Girlfriend.
Oh, I know you finna talk about. I heard that. I heard this story.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
because he I think he did they leave him on there? No, they was like, well, you know, we need to keep the sound and Omari. I'm like, but J Boog can do it. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
that's my
But
husband.
Nah. No. We took them off, and
yeah, I did.
yeah, they took them off. I wanted them to stay on. So.
Right.
But yeah, that was and I just saw that he hit me. I didn't know he hit me all this time. I just responded. So
yeah.
I just responded back to him. But yeah, no, classic, definitely classic. And they could have really gone on to really be something more.
Yeah.
I really wanted them to do that tour.
Oh, I know you told what you're talking about. I don't know exactly what tour you're talking about. Because Pretty Ricky was right behind him and you worked with them too. And they would have came out together. And it just like when I look back at a lot of stuff now, it's like, what the hell? Sometimes I be like, literally right there when that breakup happened, that hurt me. That really did hurt me like a lot of fans. I look back on a lot of stuff and a lot of people were very hurt. But I look back now 20 years ago and I said they really were a driving force for a lot of groups like ATL, people you worked with, Pretty Ricky, who you worked with, a lot of boy band groups that came right after them, like Mindless Behavior. We can go on and on and on in the 2000s, you know? And I feel like when I look back at a lot of stuff, you know, things happen, but you know, sometimes they happen for a reason. But I feel though, no matter what has happened, people still remember your music and they still remember that, like you said, where they were at that time. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I feel like to me it was groundbreaking.
Okay.
It was groundbreaking in a lot of ways because for what B2K did for so many of us, you know, young teenagers, regardless if you were a boy or a girl, you knew who they were. Even the boys didn't like them, they knew who they were. The girls loved them, they knew who they were, you know? And I feel that back then, it was like, you know what? They made a mark and the mark was historical. And what you did for Why I Love You, for me, seeing that at 13 years old, #1 on 106 in Park, and just be #1 for a couple of times and stuff like that goes to show you that we love your music. We love what you did for B2K. And I'm looking back at a lot of stuff now, and I noticed a lot of interviews that you've done, Mr. Taylor. You talked about that you love groups to, you know, everybody to sing. You don't want just one person. That's why I think what you're saying about a lot of stuff with, you know, singing, you want everybody to have their chance to shine. And I respect that because the thing about it is when you're in groups, don't get me wrong, I love lead singers, don't get me wrong, I love lead singers. But I think at the same time is if you're a group, everybody should sing like you said. Everybody should have their chance to show their vocal ability, their rap skills, or whatever they want to do to make sure that everybody has their chance in their moment in the group. And looking back at a lot of stuff now, you know, even regardless of what has happened, I feel like they made their personality, their presence, their aura, the dancing and all this stuff made them shine to who they were at that time. But looking back at a lot of stuff now, you did so many great stuff. So no matter what has happened, B2K is a timeless record, and I'm just proud to even honor you with that.
Thank you. I super appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, look, I said my age plenty of times, so I had to stop it at that point.
No, it's all good.
I'll just messing with you, but for me, looking back at B2K, they were those boys to be reckoned with for the millennium of the 2000s, and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. So I want to ask you, do you have any advice, and I know you talked about earlier with your contract and stuff, do you have any advice for people that want to make it into the industry? Or in this industry now, since what we have in 2020s?
Okay, so in this industry,
yeah,
in this wicked,
come on,
dirty, shiesty, sleazy, disloyal,
that part,
creepy, disrespectful, mean, cruel,
wicked,
greedy, dark,
speak it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all get all that?
Oh, I got all that.
Within this industry, it is not the way people think it is.
That's right.
And so yet, if with me saying all of that, if after I said all that and you say, I still want to do it, okay, cool. Not a problem. I did it. I'm here, so I get it. However, you have to go back to the creator instead of leading more so by the creation. And what I mean by that is God put music in you, so that's the creation. We get so much caught up into the creation that we forget the creator. So we celebrate and we lead by the creation, the music, but we forget he put it in us for a reason.
Yeah.
So I always tell people to make sure you go back and ask God, what was your purpose? What was his purpose for putting it into you? So when you do that and you find out, as you're in your journey in this, all the lists that I said about the industry,
Facts.
He will definitely protect you because he has a place and a purpose and and people that are assigned to you to help you go through. And if you allow him to help you guide through, you'll get a little bump and bruised. You'll get let down. You'll get told no a lot, but he will sustain you. And in a time right now in mental health, a lot of people get broken down when they get told no, when they get pushed aside, when they get overlooked, when they don't get all the likes, when they get told you don't sound as good as you think, when they get told you don't dance as good as you think you do. They break. And it's like, that just means keep going. That means get better. That doesn't mean stop. You know what I mean? But when you ask God to give you the understanding of what he put in you, it makes it a little bit easier. Because we all lean on understanding. We get caught up to the everyday, the glory of the music industry. And when you get in it and you realize it is not
what you think. That part.
So my biggest top advice is that first. Right. And then after that, it's perfect your craft. Stay excited about it. Stay ever learning about it. Don't ever stop learning. I'm still learning. I put myself in a position to always learn. Perfect your craft and stop rushing so much.
Come on.
Rush. The social media will make you feel like you're behind constantly.
Right.
And you don't have to rush it. Like, you really don't. And sometimes I feel, now just me speaking transparently, because I always have to do that. Even as me as the GOAT and all of that, I get caught up with feeling like I haven't done enough. So I overlook the stuff that I've done and start feeling, I'll go on social media and I'll look at my peers and I'll see what they're doing. And it makes me, I start getting this feeling. And if I don't catch myself, it gets the best of me. So I catch myself like, right, stop.
Right.
You good. You know what I mean? But
very good.
I have to do that. So if I have to do that, people who haven't done nowhere near as much as I, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, when they ain't hearing you, when they not feeling you, okay, all right, that's okay. Give them a reason to keep going harder and harder and harder. Don't go back and, they'll never hear they don't like my music. Just keep going harder. If it's something that you want, nobody's supposed to want it more for you than you. And you can't expect everyone to help you when you still trying to help yourself. Like, so why I keep going on, but
Oh yeah, and I love that you dropped that. And I love the realness, authenticity you're talking about, because I want people to understand too. It's like you got to play the game in this industry. You have to play the game. But the thing about it is you got to know what moves to make and what to be smart about it. Don't be so caught up in what you see. You know what I'm saying? Be
please.
Be business minded.
Yo, does people know? Do you know that social media is made to look like it's something?
Illusion.
Did people forget that?
Yes.
You literally are supposed to make yourself look like you're busy doing the thing. You're pretty. You're flawless. You're not supposed to get on social media and be your actual self.
No.
You're supposed to create a character that people get into.
Exactly.
And then when you go off, then you be yourself. They're not really supposed to know that, okay, if you like hot dogs, but you really like hamburgers. So social media thinks you
manipulation.
Like hot dogs, but you really like hamburgers. They don't need to know you like hamburgers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bad example, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
no, I know exactly what you're saying. It's manipulation.
Yes, they don't need to know the truth of you. So you don't put your who you are on there. You preserve that. You protect that. And when you see people excelling, you first got to go, well, congratulations, but don't go to the point where you're comparing it to yourself that you feel less than.
Yeah.
So it's like, remember, they're supposed to put all their accolades and their achievements on there, what they're doing. They're supposed to make it look great.
Right.
That's what social media is for.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to believe the hype and then come back to yourself and go, dang, I need to be doing hard. I need to go harder.
Right.
No. It looks the way it looks because they made it look that way.
Exactly.
So I find a lot of people break because they're looking at other people. You're supposed to put blinders on.
Yep.
And work with blinders. Do not look around. When you work, keep working. Don't look around, because this is what the kids do. They work and they go, did y'all see that? You like that? Like, and then if they get stuck, if they don't get the likes that they want, or if they don't get the recognition, they get stuck. And now they can't go back down because they feel like, what's the point of doing it if nobody gonna like it?
Yeah. Right. And it's not about that.
Like, yo, keep going. Go keep back down and just keep going. Keep going. So I think a lot of people in this generation, they forget that Instagram is social media. It's supposed to make you look super.
Mm-hmm. Cloud chasing is a mug. Cloud chasing is a mug.
Yep.
Oh, I love that, Mr. Taylor. Like, you were just, I loved everything that you talked about today, and I'm just honored and very honored. Like I said, you have been one of my best interviews so far of 2022, and you really have dropped so many gems, and I'm even honored to even have you, because like I'm telling you, like since I dropped this interview, everybody's been like super excited. It was like, you can interview the GOAT. I'm like, okay, y'all, look,
I appreciate that.
I'm just learning who he is, but not even just that. Your music has been in my catalog since I was a youngin'. But not even that, you have really have been, you know, motivated. But not even that, you have been an inspiration to so many creators like myself. You know, just being your authentic self, but not even that, but stay true to R&B and the music and what it does. And like I said, I always say music has no genres. Music touches the soul. So no matter what has happened, I'm super proud of you, and thank you so much. And I wanted to know, do you have any last words today before we do today's live? Thank you so much.
All right, let me give some advice to people. If you are a singer, if you're a producer, if you're a writer, remember to make sure that you understand that your Instagram is your resume.
Okay. Should have known that.
People be hitting me up, yo. I do music, boom, boom, and I click on the thing. Pictures. Where the music at? Like, what the heck? Like, what the yo, that's so annoying. Like, yo, put your freaking music on your page. Right. Sing. Make it heard. It doesn't have to be all of it, just a snippet. Because I'm watching. And if I'm watching, a lot of people are watching, and I hear a lot of people that are around me, I met off Instagram.
What?
So it does work.
Wow.
Oh, no, for sure. Like either Twitter for the older people that are around me, and for the most, today's time, a lot of them I met off of Instagram. And because they hit me in my DM, every now and again, I'll go through my DM and I'll click on it. And if I pray about everybody, because everybody, I ain't meant to work with everybody, but
that's right.
At least I go on their music and I listen to their voice or their music and see like where they are and how I can help them.
Right.
But when I click on there and it's just either private or
somebody said make your page public,
a bunch of funny stuff, I'm like, how you gonna tell me you love to do music and music ain't on your page? Exactly. And then people go into I don't want to put my music on there for people to steal. Actually, you want them to steal it because if it's dope, they will.
Exactly.
If it's not dope, they won't. So, so I just wanted to make sure everyone who's watching knows that.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Mr. Taylor. I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much. You gave me so much light and so much joy, because this week has been so crazy for me and all the stuff that has happened, but I'm so proud and I'm so honored to have you on the platform. You had the Omarion Originals, the fan page. They know Omarion. They were saying thank you so much. You dropped so many gems. They was so proud, but not even just that. I'm just even honored. And you had Raz B follow me, so thank you for that as well, sir. So you did a lot of stuff for me, and not even just that. You have done so much stuff for B2K, and not even that. You have really created a gem for all of us.
I just want to say, like, shout out to Raz B, J Boog, Fizz, and Omarion. Like, I've tried to keep in touch with them as much, thing. Like I said, Boog hit me and I didn't even know. But me and Raz B, we see each other and we kind of stay in touch. I don't talk to Omarion as much. Right. I don't see him, if I'm in LA. Right. I ran into him when he was on the tour. Okay. And I ran into him, but I'm proud of them, to watch them grow up and be men now and doing what they're doing. It's like really dope. So it's, shout out to them.
Oh, thank you so much. And like I said, thank you so much for my beautiful childhood that I can forever cherish for the rest of my life. That's awesome. That's super dope. But I want to give you so much respect, and I want to give you your flowers on my platform and everything that you've done. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, Mr. Taylor. Now, guys, we are done with my beautiful interview with the 32.
Wait. I use Pro Tools for vocals, and I use Logic for music.
Oh yeah, they've been asking the whole time, like, what?
Yeah, I know. I thought.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But thank you so much, y'all. We are done with my beautiful interview with the 32-year icon, R&B legend, the one, the only Troy the GOAT Taylor. Thank you so much. The mayor of R&B. God bless you. Thank you so much for the
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.